And now for a few quick announcements. Run, run, run for your life, parishioners. The Church of Athereos has descended into a cacophony of chaos. Newly anointed parishioner, extractor of sin, has unleashed an unholy force of nature upon the church that is the Eldrazi menace. There is no time. Abandon the weak. Abandon the children. The little Athreos achievers are evil, vile little children anyway. They're probably enjoying this chaos. Parishioners, we must stick together. We must get to the Welcome to the Eldrazi Church of Athreos. Hope you're ready. Just a normal Sunday in the Church of Athreos. We got a nice little Eldrazi invasion coming in. And we're going to play first. Got some prime speaker action. Yeah, I'll get behind that. Now, as far as opening hand goes, yeah, I like this. We've got Pawn, Skirt Stag, Skull Tap, Vault. Yeah, we're going to keep on this one. I like this. But yes, welcome to the Eldrazi Church of Athreos, man. Hope you're ready to try and survive. Hope you have your pitchfork and your shovel just like Gissa and Giralf. We got some Eldrazi people coming in hot. So let's go get this Temple of Silence up and down. Let's get the Scry action going. See what we get into. Knight's Whisper. Yeah, I'm going to go and put that one on top. I like drawing cards and losing life. It's one of my favorite things to do in Magic. So we're playing Athreos, God of Passage. Eldrazi, Church of Athreos. Devotion 7, Athreos turns into a creature. Then whenever another creature you control dies, return to your hand unless target opponent plays 3 life. Playing against Prime Speaker, Zegana. Man. Sorry, man, I struggled on that one real bad. Sorry about that, guys. I'll cover what our opponent commander does in just a second. So let's go ahead and we can get the vault down and then go to Knight's Whisper, draw 2 cards. Yeah, I think I like that. So let's go and get that up and running. Draw 2 cards, lose 2 life and draw 2 cards. All right, got our mana set up for sure. Yeah, we're going to pass the turn. So we were playing against, let's do this again. You too, man. So we're playing against Prime Speaker Zegana. There we go. Zegana. I want to throw an extra in there for some reason. Anyway, she enters a battlefield with X+1 counters on it, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Then, whenever she, yeah, and then you draw cards equal to her power when she comes in the battlefield. So, pretty nice. Nice little commander. I've always enjoyed playing against Prime Speaker. Cavern of Souls. Okay, that actually kind of helped. We may name Eldrazi on that one. Let's go ahead and he's got a command tower, that's it. So we can get that, let's get in some Skirt Stag High Priest. So we're looking right there. And then I think what I want to do is get the Guild Gate down because it'll come into play tapped. And then we can sequence the rest of our lands okay after that. But yes, this is Eldrazi Church of Athreos. Just another Sunday, guys. So basically what I did with the deck is I kept the core Aristocrats build of it, Skirt Stag, Blood Artist, Zulaport. As far as the demons go in the deck, I cut the demons out and I added a lot more big Eldrazi creatures on the back end. And I'll cover what they do in I'll cover which ones we got in just a second. So caves. Okay. So let's go ahead and so looking at getting down. Yeah, let's go and get down Pawn of Ulamog. See if this sticks. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and just put the Godless Shrine into play tapped. I mean, there's not really anything else we need to do. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And then I'm not going to swing in for one. Just in case there's any type of flash shenanigans over there. I like having Skirt Stag up to get into some 5/5 demons. But yes, as far as the Eldrazi creatures we have in here, so we have It That Betrays, we have the new Kozilek, new Ulamog, Void Winnower, Mindbender, the Black Emerge Eldrazi creature, Oblivion Sower, Inbringer, a few extra in there. But a nice little Eldrazi mix in here. I opted to go for the new Kozilek and new Ulamog. That way we can still get into the reanimation targets on them. I know they're enter the battle. It's a cast ability on the new ones, but still, once you reanimate it for cheap, man, if you can get into it pretty cheap, it's not bad. Get a 10/10 on turn 3, 4, 5, something like that. I'll take that. Get into Wasteland. So whenever it is on the battlefield, you may put a card an opponent owns in the exile into the graveyard. If you do, target creature gets -3. So he has nothing in exile right now. So let's go ahead and get down the Isolated Chapel. Let's swing him with the Pawn of Ulamog. Actually, tap 2 untap creatures you control. Man, just in case he gets into like a Sakura Tri-Builder or something like that, we're going to hold off. So let's get down the Wasteland. So we're looking at 1, 2, and then black right there. Alright, so now if we draw into one more creature, we can play it and we can Skull Tap it next turn to get the Morbid up and running. Okay. Yeah, and then we'll go and pass the turn. Yeah, so Skull Tap, we can if we draw another creature next turn, and it costs 3 or less, we can cast it and then Skull Tap it, and then have the Morbid online for Skirtstag High Priest. Or like I said, if he gets into a spot to where he has a secure Tri-Belder out there or something like that, or if he evokes it. No, that was a hard cast right there. You got him in. Yeah, if he evoked it, that would be the Morbid trigger, and we can get it up and running. We're doing pretty good so far. As far as devotion goes, we're looking at 6 devotion. If we get down to Athreos. Reaver Drone, beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get down, because I'm still not sure what we need to use Cavern of Souls for. We need to make sure we want to stick something. So let's go and get the caves down. Let's get the Reaver Drone up and running. And while he's tapped out completely, we're going to go and Skull Tap on the Reaver Drone. That way we can cash in on that card draw. So we're going to get into that Eldrazi spawn token. Yes, we'd love to use his ability. We're going to draw 2 cards. Deceiver of Form. Yeah, we got a nice little spread right here. So let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and do the get the 5/5 demon. And then let's get some. Well, we don't have any like mass graveyard recursion, so we'll go and get into some Athreos. So we're looking at white, black, and then colorless. And we're still at Devotion 6. Yep, Devotion 6. Okay. Alright, so we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 mana. Yeah, I think we're getting to the spots where we can start hard casting some of our bigger threats. So we're probably going to go and get down Cavern of Souls, naming Eldrazi, just to kind of get around. Ooh, Consecrated Sphinx. That's something right there. Hopefully we can rip some removal on that one. Okay. Now, with the spawn token, we don't have a sack outlet, but we can sacrifice the spawn token to get into 1 colorless mana, and that's going to activate Morbid, so we can get into another demon creature right there. So we got a nice little mix going right here. Yeah, but we'll be able to turn on Morbid that way with the Eldrazi spawn token. Swords to Plow. Oh, beautiful, man. I'll take that. Sounds like an awesome way to deal with the Consecrated Sphinx over there. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go and Swords that right there. Looking at white. That's a nice little top deck right there. I'll take that, man. And so let's go and swing in with the demon. Yeah, swinging with the demon right now. Coming to 5 on the air. Alright, so we don't need to sack the Eldrazi token now. Well, we still, if we want to get into Deceiver form, because we can flip a really nice Deceiver form over there. Okay, so let's go ahead and, yeah, we're going to go at Eldrazi on this one. Okay, so we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 on the Scion token. Yeah, we're going to go and do that. See if he pays 3 on the Athreos trigger to bring the non-existent token back to our hand. He can pay 3 if he wants to, man. It's not going to go back to my hand, though. Yeah, that's always weird with tokens that it still triggers technically, so it's a little, yeah. Oh, pay for 3. Alright, man. I'll take that. So let's get down to Deceiver form, looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, Deceiver form. And then let's go ahead and tap Skirtstag, tap the Wasteland, get into a 5/5 demon. Alright, so now, with the Deceiver of Form out there, with Deceiver of Form, what you can do is at the beginning of your combat end turn, you reveal the top card. If it's a creature card, you can have the rest of your creatures become a copy of that. So, we can get into some shenanigans over there, depending on what we flip with Deceiver of Form. But that Swords to Plowshare, man, that was pretty sweet right there, man. Because Consecrated Sphinx just, man, just gets silly really quick. But yes, Extractor of Sins, man. He was just so excited to be inducted into this church, and it was Bring a Friend Day at church, and he brought his entire Eldrazi army. Oh, we got a Progenitor Mimic. Okay, enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature. Okay, what you got, man? Yes, hey, we're here to have some fun, man. I'll take that. See what he flips. Mystical Tutor. Okay, so he's got a Mystical Tutor in his hand. We'll keep that. Well, we'll just know that it's not like I can really do anything in response to that. Okay, we're still somehow. Well, we've got a lot of tokens out there. We're still one devotion away from Athreos. And worst comes to worst, we have 10 in the air that we can at least get into, so dropping down to 31. And we also have Vault of the Archangel, too, so if we want to kill his Deceiver over there. Tide Hollow. That turns out Devotion. Yeah, let's go and go for that. Let's see what he's got cooking in the kitchen over there. And then I'll still leave up just enough mana to activate Vault. So we're going to see what he's got in his hand. And let's see. I'm going to write this down real quick. So, ooh, Cyclonic Rift. Nasty. Explosive Vegetation. Got a Green Sun Zenith. Got a Reclamation Sage. So he can get back whatever he wants. We got a Sad Robot. Got Sylvan Light. Man, he's got a full grip over there, man. And we got a Teferi. So if we actually, let's go ahead and take the Cyclonic Rift. That way he has to Reclamation Sage to get the Tide Hollow back. So we're going to go take the Cyclonic Rift. Let's go ahead and get down Windswept Heath. And let's see what we flip. Hopefully it's a creature, man. And a nice creature, too. Flagstones. Yeah, we're going to put that on the bottom. Bummer. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and... swing in for 8. That way, if he wants to make the trade, he can. Swing in for 10 in the air. Now, if we swing in. Yeah, swing in with Athreos. He's indestructible. If we swing in with White, we'll still have enough to activate Vault. Yeah, let's do that. That way, if he wants to block on something little, or if he wants to block on Athreos, we can still activate Vault of the Archangel. We'll probably still go and activate it just to gain a bunch of life. Okay. So let's go and activate that. Creatures you control get Death Touch and Lifelinks. We're looking at, and I'll still leave just enough to get into a demon right there. So we're going to gain a bunch of life, take care of that. He's not going to get into extra tokens right there. It's going to kill our Wastelander. Get into an Athreos trigger right there. Pawn of Ulamog trigger. And then with Morbid still online, we're going to go ahead and tap the Tide Hollow and the Eldrazi Spawn token. Okay. Now, if I'm correct, so we have Cyclonic Rift in our hand, and he has Reclamation Sage. So he has to cost 3 on Reclamation Sage, and he's not going to have enough to Cyclonic Rift everything back to our hands, depending on what he draws. Yeah, so he's got the Reclamation Sage coming in. He's got Explosive Vegetation, Green Sun Zenith, Sad Robot, Sylvan Library, and Teferi. Alright, so we got the Pawn of Ulamog trigger, got the Athreos trigger. Tide Hollow is going to return Cyclonic Rift back to his hand. And then we can just recast Tide Hollow. Yeah, we're going to use his ability to get into Scion token. Let's see what he's getting down now. Explosive Vegetation. Okay. Now, Cyclonic Rift went back to his hand. So we can still cast Tide Hollow again to get it back out of his hand. Phyrexian Arena. Okay, so let's go and get the Tide Hollow down. Turn Athreos back on. And then we're going to get that Cyclonic Rift back, because, man, just get... yeah, we don't need that, man. Oh, Plasma Capture. So we're going to take that Cyclonic Rift. That's going to turn on Devotion. We still have enough to... let's go and get the Command Tower down. And we've got 15 in the air. Void Winnower. So it'll turn everybody into 10, 11 9s and on it. Yeah, that'll close it out. I think I like that. Yeah, and we're going to put that on the bottom. Oh, that's beautiful. Let's get these graveyards closed out, man. Hey, happy Sunday. Happy church service, everybody. Look at all those void winners, man. Oh man, that was good. Good game, man. All right, guys. If you enjoyed the church service, like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.